Unmuted. Hey, we are here. Welcome, everybody. We're here at Virginia Foundation for the Humanities. We're at the Raucous Auction of Virginia Center for the Book. Wonderful to see you here, those of you who are joining us from far-flung reaches. This is an annual celebration, which is a signature event of our Book Arts membership. And we're about to go live right into the action. The party is underway. The Raucous Auction has begun. The bidding is out there and vigorous. And these are really the bookmaking all-stars of Central Virginia and beyond, who come together every year, celebrate the book arts, and create incredible work. So we might go find them. Where are they? Out there in the lounge somewhere. We're going to go to what we call the lounge cam. And there we are. Hey, everybody. All right. Yes, there they are.
Was that too loud or too raucous for you, Kevin?
Sarah, I'm just trying to find a way to get my mask off and my head. This is one of those things that happens in the world of COVID and party going. Yeah, looks like we're having fun out there. Yeah, all right. Well, the party's underway, as we said. We're going to go right over. Hey, Sarah, could you show us around some of the artwork? What's this all about?
Oh, I would love to. Let me find the artist of the, where is Kristen? Here she is, right here, and she can tell us a little bit about it.
Hello.
Yeah, Kristen, take a bow.
So this is a piece called Oof that I made as an interpretation. This is one of the projects that we did for the 25th anniversary of F. Frankenstein, our interpretation of this, a collaborative project from 2008.
What is this composed of?
This is all the pages from this book here, kind of stripped up and creating into an egg shape, kind of talking, symbolizing, birth of and creating a new being as Frankenstein. And then on the inside is a mirror, if you look into it, which is, you can see the mirror, because a lot of the themes in Frankenstein have to do with self and realizing of the self. So that's
love that. Show us also another random piece. This is a collective work of tarot cards, or a sort of creative play on tarot cards, where you can throw darts and determine your own future.
Yes, this is a piece by Janet Eden, a longtime member, and this collaborative project was all about just different, tarot cards. So you can just throw darts, ask a question, and see what the answer you get, and kind of use it that way, kind of almost like one of those 8 balls as well. So this is a fun, awesome piece. Another interpretation of a previous group project we did.
Kim, your favorite.
Yes.
Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Sarah. And why don't you go find Joseph Beery? We catch up with him. He's a co-founder of the organization, all the book arts folks. Meanwhile, I'll tell you a little bit more about how it works. If you are interested in that you see that the URL at the top, vabook.cbo.io. That's where to go to see what this auction is. There are items there you can bid on. Some of the ones we're looking at tonight, you can catch up on, find everything there, and place your bid. All it asks is put in your credit card and your phone information, and you can get right into the bidding. Click bid makes it easy, and if you'd like to get in there and get into the bidding, you can. That's what it's all about. Now I know they're on the search for Joseph Beery. They've
we got it. Here's Joseph Beery right here.
Oh, all right. Well, hey there. There's a man at the bar.
I'd love my first drink and then maybe another after that.
Well, I'm going to make you one while you're here.
Joseph, I so admire your work, and you are one of the co-founders of this really terrific organization. How do you feel 25 years in about it?
I think it's awesome. Getting to see everything displayed here, just it has me aghast. I had to take pictures of everything because I'm going to have to sit down and look at it all again and read the captions. I can't believe that all this stuff came out of this little enterprise that we started 25 years ago. It was myself and a philanthropist named Cal Otto who started.
Oh, Cal
with
Otto,
BABC. Yes.
the wonderful Cal
He
Otto.
was also responsible for helping to start the book festival.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Have you managed to bid on anything tonight?
Oh, I certainly have.
Oh.
Yes.
I won't ask, so you won't be outbid. Tell me a little bit also. Oh, thank you.
You're
Look
welcome.
at these
This is a
terrific glasses.
French 75. It's gin, champagne, lemon juice.
Oh, and that's a lot of gin. I do know
No,
that.
not-
Tell me a little bit about this wonderful fund that you started for artist fellowships at the Center for the Book
well,
in the name of Frank Riccio.
Kevin and Maggie were responsible for getting it started. It's in honor of my dear friend, Frank Riccio, who helped start the center with me back in the 1990s. He was a professional illustrator, publisher of children's books, and he unfortunately passed early in his 50s. And we miss him because he was a real center stone for us here. When we started, we got together every Wednesday night, Frank and me. And we sat down with our drawing pads or our wood blocks, and it's called Block Night. And various people would come and go and visit us, and that was the nucleus of the book center. Yeah,
And so now there
that's
is a fellowship
and so now there's a
recruiting
fellowship.
artists.
Yes, in Frank's fame. Yeah,
That's
very,
wonderful.
very exciting. We had a first fellow was Amos Kennedy, an internationally known artist who came here to help us with some fabulous posters.
And we have an announcement or a toast, I think, by
Yeah,
an
that's right.
artist and director of Virginia Humanities, Matthew Gibson.
We're heading out. We're heading out into Lemon Lounge. There's Matthew. Matthew Gibson, Executive Director of Virginia Humanities.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? It's so good to see everybody actually in a space. And we were, just about a month ago, we were like, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we actually get people together? And we can. I think we're doing it safely, and we're doing it. Of course, we've got this wonderful cocktail, the Friend 75, to kill any viruses that we might be having in our body. Anyway, so it's great. But I did want to give some thanks very first. So first and foremost, Viana Martinez and Kim Gonzalez. BA undergraduate interns who really made this happen tonight. And and this is with this, what you're seeing here on the screen, which you all at home are seeing on your screens, but we're experiencing live. Making it all happen together is quite a feat. And of course, we wouldn't be able to do this really without Garrett Queen, who is in there, the director of book art at Virginia Humanities. So thanks to all three of you. Some more thanks. And we just talked to Joseph Beery, co-founder. There he is. I thought you were making more drinks. Damn. Co-founder of this great thing we call Book Arts here at now Virginia Humanities. And without Joseph, your inspiration, I think you told the story many times of going to Penland, 27 years ago, meeting a guy named Amos Paul Kennedy, who happened to actually be one of the Riccio residents, so we'll talk about in a second, and being inspired to bring what you learned at Penland with letterpress, with printing, back to this great place in Charlottesville called the Virginia for the Virginia Book Arts at the Center for the Book. So thank you, Joseph. We're also thankful to have Kathy and Tucker Lemon here tonight, without whom we would not be inhabiting such a cool space called the Lemon Lounge here at Virginia Humanities. It's wonderful to have you both here, being a witness to this crazy festivity this evening. And I know this is not your first, Tucker, and I think this is your first, Kathy. So it's great to see you both. Moving on, we also, of course, even though Melissa Young and Joe Airburn are not able to join us tonight from the Joseph and Robert Cornell Memorial Foundation, this whole space also would not be possible without them. The Joseph and Robert Cornell Memorial Foundation have been incredible donors, both to Book Arts, to the Festival of the Book, to the space, and we would not, like I said, we would not be here without them being able to enjoy this evening with one another. So thanks to the Cornell Foundation. And also just thinking about Tucker, thinking about the Joseph and Robert Cornell Memorial Foundation, you might look over here at next to the TV screen, these wonderful books. And this is actually our donor wall to this wonderful space you're seeing tonight. And you also see, I believe, Bonnie Bernstein and Hank Dobin, also members of Book Arts here. Hank, and where's Bonnie? She's down there somewhere. So again, without these folks, and of course, it would only be appropriate that we worked within Book Arts to create this wonderfully creative donor wall. And thanks to Kevin McFadden for having that ingenious idea. And then a final word of thanks. I want to thank Federico Quadalaquadal, who happens to be here this evening. And Federico is responsible for this amazing mural behind us. So I'm sure you can appreciate the sort of lyrical line, the vibrant colors, the celebration of both indigeneity, but also exploration of culture and, of course, building community together. And I think this is a wonderful representation of all those varied, pluralistic sort of concepts that we think about when we think about these United States, hopefully United States. I really appreciate Federico being here this evening and sharing his wonderful vision and art with us in this space, at least somewhat permanently. We'll see if we, one day, hopefully not, we might recreate something here with Federico or with somebody else in the community. So it's a wonderful sort of vibrant space that we're hoping will continue to live throughout this, throughout the building. So we have a big announcement to make. So Book Arts and this wonderful group, many of you here tonight, have been working towards building a permanent endowment in honor of our dear friend, printer, book artist, and illustrator, Frank Riccio. Now, to get to a permanent endowment, a named endowment at Virginia Humanities, it's a hefty road. We have to raise over $100,000 to get that named endowment. Well, thanks to Joseph Beery, who I believe gave one of the first major gifts to the Frank Riccio Fund, followed by Frank's own family, followed by the Joseph and Robert Cornell Memorial Foundation, followed by many of us in this room, and then finally an anonymous donor to cap it off with a very generous $25,000 gift. We have finally reached that named endowment. And I'm very proud to say that the board of Virginia Humanities voted it into being a permanent endowment at Virginia Humanities at the September board meeting. So with the proceeds from that endowment, the interest from that endowment, it will support an artist in residency from here, hopefully until eternity. So I mentioned Amos Paul Kennedy before, and in 2019 or 2018? He was in 19, yeah. The pandemic makes time compress, expand. But in 2019, he became our first Riccio Fellow. And it was only so appropriate that he became that because, of course, it was his teaching of Joseph that inspired the very founding and creation of that space. So without further ado, I now want to make a toast and give thanks to all those who've been thanked. Give thanks to all those who have cranked. And if you know what I mean when I say crank, you know what I mean. And of course, give thanks to our dear friend, Frank. To Frank. Have a lovely evening, everyone.
Wow, what a incredible moment. The announcement of the major endowment for the Frank Riccio residency will live on in the Book Arts of the Center for the Book in his name. What a humbling thing that is to see, and we're so grateful for all of those you helped make it happen. All right, I know that there's much to see in this auction, and we're going to be scooting down the hall and introduce some of you to it. I'm curious, though, if you have ever never have participated in this and want to make a bid, now is a good time to make a bid. We have a raffle going on for an incredible deck of cards. This deck of cards, this is a pack of lies. All the ways you can lie or lies have been perpetrated over time. There's a card for each of them, and they are all letterpress. So that's one to check out on the raffle. Get your raffle bids in. We're still accepting those up to 6:30. And we're finding our way down the hall, and there we have, I think we have a shot set up with our friend Kristen Adelson. Sarah McConnell, you're there with Kristen. What are we looking at? Oh, they're almost ready. Okay.
Sorry about that. Kristen, hello.
Hello.
Tell us about this. This is the intriguing letterpress case, right?
Yes.
Type case.
This is a type case, and with this type case, Katie Towson, one of our members, has created a display for some of our handmade harvest books, which are individual artist books made by members of the Virginia Book Center. So there's 4 different books here for bid. This beautiful whole case as a beautiful piece of display. And also up for bid are 3 of these handmade harvests. This one is called Capture the Mood, which is just a beautiful, just the drawings and different types of bindings. This one, Eyewitness, and these descriptions are on the website, but I just kind of want to show a little bit just about communication and things like that.
They're so clever.
They're so
yes.
clever. I mean, I wish everyone could
Any one of those
look through
books.
them.
Any
From
one
a
of those
diary,
books you'd want to have.
Catherine Mansfield. This is all hand typeset by a member of Richard Capuccio.
I read the excerpt from
Yes.
her diary, and it's exquisite.
It is. I wanted to read the last
Please
line.
give this to your best writer in the family.
Calm yourself, clear yourself.
And also,
that's the end, but the whole part is good. The whole thing is good.
she's basically saying, I'm so proud when I finish writing
Yeah.
that I am just proud to burst, and I have to try to tamp that down.
Yes, and it's just gorgeous. That's so well done, beautifully bound. This is just a gorgeous. These are all gorgeous pieces. So.
And that
Kevin,
piece-
Kevin,
that
if you
piece
have
is- Yeah, that piece is
Well,
the
we can
starting
also-
bid on it is $100 right now out on the site. $100 to have 4 artist books. It's an incredible deal. So we should absolutely go online and have a look at A Fair Share by Katie Towson. I think down this hall we also have the Bad Quarto. Could you shuffle us down that way and tell us about this project?
Tell us about Bad Quarto.
So Bad Quarto actually is one of my favorite projects that we did as a group, and it's a reinterpretation of Hamlet. And each page in this book is a scene from what's called the Bad Quarto, which is a rendering of the theatrical production. So not actually Shakespeare's words written down, but what was written down by people as they watched the play. And it's just gorgeous, and it's just amazing piece. So all different artists worked on this and took different pages of the text, and each page corresponds to a specific scene in the play. And this is just, I mean,
I
took
love
this
that
out to show
project.
it to people I know. It's just a beautiful.
Kevin.
Beautiful book, and yes, we are about to go to some video. The Newberry Library in Chicago actually bought some of the copies, or one copy of our Unbound book, and here is a video telling you all about what they did with it.
Bad Quarto simply refers to a printed copy of a play that's thought to have been done from an authoritative manuscript. What we call the Bad Quarto of Hamlet is actually the first printing of Hamlet from 1603. There are only 2 known copies of it. They were both actually discovered, quote unquote, in the 19th century. The scenes are sort of moved around, so it's not the Hamlet we know. To Be or Not to Be comes much earlier in the play. To Be or Not to Be actually is also markedly different. And it also has stage directions that are unique to this edition of the play. So instead of just enter Ophelia, it's enter Ophelia, her hair down, playing on a lute, singing. So it gives us a much clearer picture of what people actually saw on stage at that time. What they did is they actually took facsimiles of the original book, and they asked groups of artists to design pages based on the original pages. And since the exhibition is called Creating Shakespeare, one of the things that was important for me is to get across to people that even though the exhibition's about a series of historical moments concerning Shakespeare, it's also about the present and the future. Like, this is not something that we have stopped doing.
There's quite a lot that's been done and a lot of different interpretations out there. So for me, Emilio Brugaya, who was a Spanish bookbinder, one of his main sayings was, the heart of the book is still beating. And I take that to heart. You know, there's a lot that goes into creating a book. In general, my creative process is taking in all of the elements, trying to find out what I think is the essence of the book, and then create something that is both in concert with the author, the papermaker, the illustrator, and all of the materials present, and really just become a part of the project as a whole. This one I wanted to marble my own paper for, just because I could, and because I think that I wanted something that was in keeping with the restrictions that the actual the artists who did the page spreads were restricted to, and they were using black, white, red, and silver. It's a bit of a after-the-fact collaboration.
Well, I think too that this is a text that has been fragmented from what we know, and fragments it further. So I think something that was really important for me, and then in thinking about the binding too, was to represent the fragmentation of a text over time on the binding itself.
Yeah, and that's that idea of fragmentation is something that there are 6 separate rectangular panels that have this kind of curved parabolic arches, and those somewhat have an abstract allusion to like a prince's crown, but also it kind of touches on it does touch on the idea of different smaller pieces. Some of them are done in gold, some of them are done in palladium, and they're all part of a cohesive whole, but they're not quite the same. And I chose a structure that, because each artist had a different page spread, I wanted a book that opened completely flat so you can see each spread as you're handling the book. And also, when you have a book like the Bad Quarto, it wouldn't make sense to have any sort of sloppiness or, like all the fine details are there because they should be there. And that's, something that, as I said before, I enjoy a decorum when it comes to my work.
Well, first of all, I think there's a long history of artists and printers and designers thinking about Shakespeare, and we have Sam's binding is in a section that's all about Hamlet, sort of beginnings to present. So it's really great that the 2015 Bad Quarto is behind the actual 1603 first quarto.
There have been a lot of amazing pieces of art in so many different, media that, my binding it's a humble contribution.
I can't get enough of that video, and the reinterpretation of the Bad Quarto goes on. We set one of our members, Gina Cullen, on the same kind of task to work with some of the pieces of our project. This wasn't a final edition, but let's have a look at what Gina did with it. Bonnie, are you there? Can you open up a page and have a look at what is there?
Bonnie is here. She's about to open up a page from the book. Let's see how that works.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Oh, wow.
This book is folded together and has so many ways. Those are the printer spreads, what we call these. So basically the entire spread, as it would appear in the book, has been remodeled into this piece of book sculpture, which comes back into a book.
Showing to everyone. That's going to
goes into a beautiful box. That's amazing. So we thank you very much. There are bids now. We are getting bids on this piece by Gina Cullen. This is the reworking of Bad Quarto. We also have a bid out on our cloth-bound edition of the Bad Quarto. So bids are coming in. If you would like to bid on these items, it's time to get to vabook.cbo.io and you can place your bid. All right, let's move down the hall. I think we can come and look at another project of ours. We're looking at the clock at 6:25. There's still time if you want to buy a raffle ticket to get a pack of lies. You got 5 minutes, that can happen. And we're going to go to see another amazing collaboration, a print exchange in which Bonnie Bernstein was a participant. And let's hear a little bit from Bonnie. What are we looking at?
We're looking at the Tree of Life, which was a print exchange. Our member Lana Lambert wanted to showcase the visual arts. Much of the work of our book arts involves text and image. These are all images, and they represent various cultural symbols of the Tree of Life as a sacred symbol.
I know you're one of many artists. Would you show us yours?
Sure. This is a print that I created with Amira Hazari, and we came at this from two cultures. I'm Jewish, Amira is Muslim, and this our Tree of Life is uprooted, reflecting on the death of a young boy during a bombing in Iraq.
It's beautiful and poignant. Kevin, the people who bid on this and win will receive what?
Sorry, they will receive the entire collection in that beautiful case. I think that portfolio needs to be looked at. Yeah, let's have a peek, Bonnie. It's gorgeous, it's elegant, it's got special papers that kind of comprise it. It's got a cloth spine, and it's utterly gorgeous. There's a colophon there to tell you who all the artists were. I could see someone hanging a piece of this in a room, and then when they want to see another one, hanging another piece. Just keep them in the portfolio and cycle them through the whole year. You can enjoy all of the seasons with the Tree of Life. So that is a totally gorgeous. We now have a bid, I'm happy to say, on Tree of Life. That is excellent to hear. And if you would like to be one of those folks who can bid on the Tree of Life, I believe right now it is at $300. It is going for a current bid of $300. So you could up that to $310 and get in and see if that could be coming home with you after this raucous auction. Well, I know about trees. They attract a certain feathered folk, birds, if I'm not mistaken. And I have a feeling a little further down the hall, we've got a collection to look at known as Bird Talk. What are we looking at here?
Bonnie, this is Bird Talk. Kevin made the casing for this beautiful nesting of a very special book. I love it. It's actually my favorite on display tonight. Would you show us and tell us a little bit about the book?
Sure. Bird Talk commemorates the 1918 Migratory Bird Treaty Act. And
that's right. The Bird Act is one of the reasons we got into this project. Oh my
it's
word.
Nesting inside this beautiful enclosure is a book that, unlike the usual bird field guide, which is taxonomic and organized, this is this wonderful cacophony, visual cacophony of 22 different birds and their calls and songs.
Which was your bird?
Mine was the waxwing, the cedar waxwing. And I don't know if I'll be able to find it for you, especially when I'm asking you to slip.
Beautiful to know.
All right.
Oh, yes.
That was a highlight of the 2018 year. There was an entire Raucous Auction where that was the focus. And we wanted to show the video, the promotional video that we used that year to explain what Bird Talk is. And we'll let the folks at home have a look at it from that perspective. 2018. That is Bird Talk. So if you would like to put in a bid on either Bird Talk or that house for Bird Talk, although I will say you have to have a copy of Bird Talk to make that house make sense. It'd just be an empty nest without that. But we are at 6:31, which means the raffle is now closed. So we are past the point where you could make a raffle bid for a ticket, and we are going to, at 6:45, have our announcement of the raffle winner. About this time of the evening, if this were a non-COVID year, we'd be gathering together, having the live auction segment of the Raucous Auction, and always a jewel of that part of the show is the Rare Book School class. Now, the Rare Book School has been a partner with the Virginia Center for the Book and Virginia Arts of the Book Center. In all of the years we have done the Raucous Auction, they have been willing to put up a class in their coveted schedule of incredible, in-depth, bibliographic, and hands-on explorations of books. So we want to say the fair market value of one of these classes is $1,000 and sometimes more than $1,000. And right now, I think I saw the bids out there at about $760 on a Rare Book School class. But to let you know a little bit more about what it is, we think it's time to let the Rare Book School tell us themselves.
After coins, books abound in greater numbers than any other kind of artifact in our collective past. And what we discover in their past makes them vital today. It takes a rare combination of people and disciplines to explore and safeguard the past and to inform the future. And that's exactly what you'll find at Rare Book School.
If there is going to be an opportunity for us to bring this message, so to speak, of working with the real object in a considered, professional, educated way, it has to be through Rare Book School.
The skills that are taught at Rare Book School are all about understanding the labor behind the production of any kind of text. And to me, that makes the humanities a much more interesting place to be.
And I was privileged to work on the Archimedes palimpsest, and they were erased, but it's only with the most modern technologies that we have been able to truly recover the writings of the founder of Western physics. And to do something like that, you need people who can really understand the archaeology of the manuscript. That kind of training is something that Rare Book School uniquely provides.
The Rare Book School, I think, is very special, partly because of the interdisciplinary nature of the classes. You have students from all different fields, different times of their careers.
You can tend to be in a little bit of a bubble, but coming to Rare Book School makes you kind of like, well, it bursts that bubble so that you actually consider all the other factors.
In just the year that I've been actively interacting with the Rare Book School, it's changed the way that I think about how to approach my research. I would not be doing the project that I'm about to embark on if I had not come into contact with the Rare Book School.
The faculty kept me coming back for the classes. They know their stuff. They have a lot of information to impart to their students, and they really care about teaching.
Part of the job of all the teaching faculty at RBS is not just to teach, but to inspire the next generation. I think that happens a lot at Rare Book School because the faculty care that much about the material they teach and they care that much about the students here.
To me, Rare Book School is a community.
You come across people that have an emotional response to books that you don't see outside of this kind of atmosphere, and so you're amongst friends.
It's always a kind of voyage of discovery to come here to Rare Book School, but also like a homecoming.
Rare Book School to me is the future. This is an opportunity for people who study the humanities to promote the diffusion of printed works that have been a part of our culture for centuries. I don't see another institution doing this, and it has to continue.
Rare Book School students come here with an ethos of generosity knowing that what they learn at our school is meant to help them go back into their respective communities and have a multiplier effect for the communities that they serve. To give to Rare Book School is thus to give to thousands of libraries and other educational institutions so that we can make sure that human history has a durable future.
Well, Rare Book School, bravo. They are an organization worth supporting, and we hope you do. And we are grateful for their support of this event tonight. I'm reminding everybody that the Rare Book School class next year's lineup is still in the auction. I think the current bid, I'm just going to refresh my information here to make sure it's in next week. And it's $760. Current bid on Rare Book School class. All right. For those of you who are interested in it, how does it work? Pardon me. For those of you who are interested in bidding and how does it work, we're going to make sure that you have an opportunity to see what is the max bid. You know, if you feel like you're bidding and then someone else is just bidding you the second you're there, there's probably a max bid that they're using. So Garrett's got a way to kind of let us have a look. If you see this, you can set a max and you could say as high as you'd be willing to go. It'll follow your bid up incrementally. And that way you don't have to spend more than you want to. But if someone else has a max bid and you have a max bid, it could be rapid fire between these things. So think about how far you're willing to go and whether you really want to leave with that item at the end of the evening at 7 o'clock. And that'll be what determines whether you could win or not. So that's the max bid. I think we're going to go in a second or two to our folks out back into the exhibit. If you are with us, if you're just tuning in, you are live at the Raucous Auction. We're here with the Virginia Center for the Books Book Arts team, and we have just had a big announcement that Frank Riccio, who's our dearly departed friend of this organization, we have finally been successful to set up through many donations, from small donations to very large donations, the Frank Riccio Residency, which is now an endowed account at the Virginia Humanities, and we are so proud to have it to create a residency with, an artist residency that will go on for many years into the future. Who was Frank? Well, I think one of the best ways to know Frank is to see his work. He was an illustrator, he was a block cutter, he was a typesetter, and here's a collaboration he did with Frank Riccio. It was part of an exhibit called the Al-Mutanabi Street exhibit. There was a tragic bombing in Baghdad back in 2007 in March, and a street which had so many booksellers on it and so many thousands and thousands of books was obliterated. It was paper everywhere and the books were destroyed. It's one of those things like a burning of a library of Alexandria. It set off such a chain of compassion and friendship and fellow feeling for the people of Baghdad for that loss that an exhibit was launched in the United States. And this was one of the works that went and appeared in it. So it is a framed piece of art. It is professionally framed by Creative Framing in the Art Box. And it is a part right now, I believe it has bids in our current auction. And the bid right now for the Al-Mutanabi Street print is $100. So this is a value substantially higher than that. If someone is interested in leaving tonight with that, by all means, be thinking about it. Let's move over. And there's another one of Frank's image with a poem by Anne Higgins Wentworth, and it's called Taps. Those of you who are familiar with taps, these are 24 of the most iconic notes in music history. They're synonymous with military respect and grieving and loss. So this is a beautiful poem by Anne Higgins Wentworth, and it does not have a starting bid right now. It is professionally framed as well by Creative Framing and Art Box. These are the kinds of things that can happen at the Raucous Auction, where we have a wonderful piece of art and it just hasn't been seen yet. So if there's someone out there who's interested in this print and would like to have it come home with them, that is possible. You've seen it here at the Raucous Auction. This is the 2021 Raucous Auction. We're so delighted to be able to meet and gather, if even in a small way. You see me sometimes with my mask on, sometimes without. I'm popping around, and we're popping around. We'd like to go out and see more. I think Sarah is going to be cut loose, and she's going to be roving around just to check on things, and we might pop in and see what's going on here and there. We're moving through the kitchen, back out in the Lemon Lounge. People are now at the point of the evening where they better make their final bids. If it's going to happen, it needs to happen soon, because at 7 o'clock, everything's going to be locked down, and you will not be able to bid. The auction will be over, and we'll move on and think about next year's Raucous Auction. I know if we're kind of moving through and thinking about what we could be talking about next, certainly I think the gifts that were made by the members of the book arts community to help make the Frank Riccio gift possible. They are actually on the walls there. Matthew mentioned that as you saw them right up front in the Lemon Lounge. And they're part of the ongoing gratitude that we have for the people who helped make the space possible and are making the work of Virginia Humanities possible. So very soon, if you have your raffle tickets at home, it's time to get them out. Hopefully you purchased them by now, because everything is closed there, but we're waiting to do the raffle. And very soon, Sarah's in the spot where we'll do it. What will you win if you win the raffle? Well, here they are, folks. There are the pack of lies you've been hearing about. There we go. They're an incredible collection of cards. And yep, right here we have how to lie, all the ways to lie, basically, or maybe stretch the truth a little bit. You could stack the deck with your facts. You could do that. You could create a false dichotomy, a bifurcation. You could create a false metaphor. Wow, there's just so many ways to be false. And if you don't want to fall for it, you need this pack of lies. So hopefully you will have been one of the people who is going to join us in the stakes for the raffle. We are coming to that part of our show, and the members are going to gather, and we're going to go, you know what, I'm going to get, being back here in this booth is just a little too stuffy for me. I want to be out there in the action, and I want to see this go on. So I think I'm going to head out that way, and you can stick with me. We'll be right back here checking it out. All right. Are we ready? Great. And we don't need that. All right. Going this way. All right. We're going to get in on the raffle very soon. Okay. All right. This is the spot. Hey, it's going really great out there. It is, yeah. Do you want to be? Thank you. Thank you. Do you want to be the raffle picker? Sure. Okay, folks. Garrett, are you with me? I think we're all good. Here we go. This is what it's all about, the pack of lies. And we have, I believe, 40, 43, 47, 47. It's a 1 in 47 chance to be the winner of the pack of lies. So this is, what are those are the odds. They're pretty high. They're pretty high. And we're going to pull one out right here. And but what time is it, by the way? You're going to be the selector. Why don't we? Exactly. 6:45, we're beautifully on time. Beautifully on time. All right. So for everyone at home who's waiting, we got the list over here that will help tell us what the names are. Come on over, Greg. All right. So for the pack of lies, here we go. Sure. There it is. And there you go. Who's it going to be? All right. The only one you can't pick is yourself. 24. 24. I don't think it's you. Wendy Hassenkamp. All right. We have a winner. She's not around, but she's at the party. That's wonderful. Okay. Thank you very much. The raffle is done. We'll get this to Wendy. That is waiting for her. Great. All right. Here we go. All right. Cool. All right, folks. We have only one piece of the evening left, and I'm going to go around and find some of our talent, because I know there are folks out there who've worn these beautiful masks that need to be seen. So I'm going to call them out. I'm going to find the masks. Why don't you come with me, Kim? We're going to find the people who have the best masks, and we're going to bring them in here. All right, come on with me. All right, let's see here. We're holding through the home. Now, here are the masks. There they are. Kristen, would you come with us for the mask contest? Oh, there's a wonderful prize. All right, you have to join the band. Join the band. We're going to grab them. Would you like to come with us for the mask contest? All right, excellent. You have just another time. Come, we'll be up in the Lemon Lounge in about 2 minutes. We're finding all the masks. Be there in a minute. See you there. All right, where are they? We know they're hiding. Where are those masks? Let's go this way. We've had such fun walking through the halls here. Okay. We want to be looking for our mask contest. We're about to do the mask contest if you want to come this way. All right, come on. Mask contest. All right, can you hear me? All right. All right, find Yolanda. Okay. Nancy, would you join us? Come with the mask? All right, here we go. Yep. Yeah, you can be right here. All right, we are live. We are live. Yeah, why don't you judge the mask contest? All right, we've got our. That's all right. Come on up for the mask contest. Sure. All right, Yolanda. All right, so. No, we have more. They're on their way. They've been tapped. Bring them on up. All right. Come right over here. All right. We're going to line up right here. Come on, Milana. Are you ready to go? We're going to line up right here. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Oh. All right. Right. So why don't you stand right up there? All right. We're gonna judge the mask today by acclamation. That is how we've always done it. See where they are. All right. Stand right in the line here. And Sarah, you're our interviewer. Come this way. Sarah, you want to ask everybody what's the name of their mask? What's the title of their mask?
Now,
All
where
right,
are these? Are our mask
we're getting. Let's make sure we got everybody. Nancy,
right.
come on up.
Yeah, I know exactly.
All right.
Let's start with Bonnie of the Leaves. Bonnie, tell us about your mask.
These are leaves that fell in the last 2 days. And so it's almost a living mask. Oh, but it's my fall project.
I love that. And Kristen, tell us about yours.
This is rosemary. I was trimming back my rosemary plant also for fall. And I will tie this into the bad quarto because there's some rosemary in that. So hopefully people bid on that, but yes.
And Lion.
Yeah, this is a relic from Rare Book School's archive. Let's see. There we go. I can see you better now. This is a mask. Rare Book School's mascot is the lion, usually seen in the form of a watermark. But this is a mask the staff bought in the 90s. And it was in the collection, so I thought, why not wear it tonight since we're auctioning off a class?
Oh, and you can make the mouth roar. Yes. And yes, tell us about this one.
I am one of the 4 ugly brothers in Indonesian culture. When I was in Indonesia, I traveled around and I found these 4 masks, and this was by far the ugliest of them. So this is what I picked for tonight.
Wonderful. Nancy.
I dress as a true blue Democrat. I have on my political mask and my blue mask here. A very disappointed true blue.
True blue.
So we keep fighting.
Oh, these are all great. So Kevin, would you like to do our affirmation?
Sure. Okay. So let's get in the straight line, everybody. Angie, will you stand behind the person? We're gonna make sure we let's have a round of applause for those who were willing to wear the mask tonight. Thank you. Yeah. And let's start for our first mask. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. And and finally, woohoo! All right, Angie. Who do you think had it? Any ties? All right.
Yeah.
All right. The ugly brother wins it. Way to go, Yolanda. Now, wait. Now, Yolanda, we have a prize. We have a prize. Thanking you all for participating, but we have a special prize. This is from Speaking in Faces. This is Venetian text. This is the Mask Eyes page of Speaking in Faces. It's going home with you. Thank you. Yeah. All right, folks. We got about 7 minutes to place your last bids, and the auction will be over. So charge your glasses, check your bids, check your texts, and in 7 minutes, it'll all be over. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. Okay. All right, we're back. Or we're coming back. Thanks, everybody. That was a lot of fun. The mask ball, as we've called this one. Obviously, we're all here wearing our protective masks. I happen to be in a cube of separation, so I'm going to take mine off again for a little bit here as we come into the final 6 minutes of the auction. It is definitely time, if you have registered, to check your phone. If you got a text saying you've been outbid, you're going to have a little gut check time right now and be thinking about whether you want to place another bid. We have had an incredible evening, and we're going to share some of those results with everybody through this process right now. I want to make sure that if you have seen the leaderboard, you may not have seen the leaderboard, but we're going to let it cycle through here a little bit. If you want to see where those bids are on some of the items that you maybe think you had a bid on, but they could have gone a little higher since you took your eye off it, and we have about 5 minutes to figure that out. So here is the leaderboard. Look at those big bids for Rare Book School, $760. And as we move down, that beautiful print by Hoy Labadang is $165. We have the Pack of Lies, Stack of Lies going for $160. That's great. Keep your eye on it. And look at these. Water Lilies by David Bruner for $95. Eve for $90. These are great bids, folks, but you have your one opportunity to see it here. You can't say you didn't know. We didn't warn you that they will be going in another 5 minutes. So take a good look. Maybe get back on your phone. And I know Garrett has all kinds of things to look at some of the stuff here. We're going to keep the leaderboard going because I think that's of most use to you, but I might read a few things off that I see. In total right now, we have raised about $9,000 for the book arts. $9,000, folks. That's a lot of money, and that's a lot of bids. How many bids? A lot. Folks have gotten there and gotten us to this spot, and we're very grateful. But we think it could go even a little higher. The last 5 minutes is just something to watch. So we'll be here with you all the way till 7 o'clock as the time ticks down. And we got the time remaining. There it is. Garrett's got the time remaining. This is the official clock. It may be a little different if you're on Facebook Live. You may be a few seconds behind us. If you're out there Zooming from home, don't rely on this and get your bid in the last 5 seconds. There's a little bit of flurry out there. I think the thing to do is get it in now, put in your best bid, and we'll see where it all ends up. You have been here with us at the Mass Ball. This is the Center for the Books Book Arts Programs favorite signature event. The members put it together, help us. They craft with their labor the incredible pieces you're seeing. We want to thank them for everything they've done to make this possible, the work that they put in, and sometimes saving, if they make 10 of these, of whatever their book arts multiple project is, they might give one to the center. And that is an incredible gift, and we're so grateful. The generosity of this group over the course of many, many years has been legend. So we're looking right now, and everything that might get a bid, it's time to get your bids in. And we'll keep watching the numbers as they creep up towards 7 o'clock and creep up, right? We went from just 9,065 to 9,095. A few more $10 bids have jumped in. It's time to get those in. Anything you wish you had and you think, oh, it's just a little past what I want to do, this is one of those times to dig deep for the book arts and think through what it means to you to be part of this organization or to be cheering it on and say, I can do a little better. And you may be disappointing somebody who thought they were going to walk away with it, but that's okay. It'll go. We know you have good intentions in mind. These are going to make great gifts to somebody. So you have as much right to put that anywhere you want to put that as anyone. And we are grateful to be the recipients of that generosity ultimately, and we will keep in touch with you as the evening goes on. It looks like we're coming up around, as I said, the $9,100 mark. We're just shy of it. I know we could probably inch over that in the next 2 minutes that we have, with the countdown clock quickly moving its way towards 7. Who else is there to thank out there? Let's thank Gay Beery for the wonderful food. We always make sure Gay is paid well for the catering she does, but she goes a little farther for us, and we're so grateful for what she does every time. She has fed this event, the Raucous Auction, well, ever since we put it on. The first one was back in 2005. We just have been developing this event over the years. It's gotten more sophisticated. We want to thank our operator in charge, Garrett Queen, who has just, if this Zoom has been interesting to you or you haven't seen one quite like it, it's because of incredibly hard work that's gone on behind the scenes. He's been helped by our Book Arts Fellows, Viana Martinez and Kim Gonzalez, who've been making this event come to fruition. It has been a great night. I think folks out there have enjoyed themselves, found their way, picked their way, even with a mask on, found something to eat, found something to drink, stayed in safe distance, and have had a good time at it. So we're down to 36 seconds. So I'm going to walk out from now and sort of see if we can get a shot back out there, Garrett, of the main group. All right, we're down to the last 30 seconds. Anyone out there? No? Okay. We're going to count it down if we can. All right. That's right. Maybe you'll just blend it with us right here. We got 15, 14, 13, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Hey, all right. It's a wrap. There we go. Hey, thank you. Thank you. It's a good auction. Good auction. All right, everybody. That's the end of it. We're calling it a Raucous Auction now. Thanks to all our production team, Jane Kulo, Colleen Yates, Garrett, Viana, Kim, Sarah. This was a great interview out there. Greg and Kevin giving us excellent support. We thank our development team who helped us pull off the great party. This has been a wonderful one and one we will remember. So thank you, everybody. The clock is now at 000. Hopefully you got something you want out there. We're going to look at the final bid for the evening, or the final number that we have as bidding closed. This number could go up. It did go up, in fact. We're over 9,100 with 91.45. You also have the option, if you didn't get quite what you want, but you still want to support the event, there's a donation button on the site. You're welcome to use it. We are always grateful for donations, and you'll be recognized for the gift. Everybody, it's been a great night. I'm Kevin McFadden, Chief Operating Officer at Virginia Humanities, signing off for us here at Virginia Humanities Center. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening. Drive safe if you're headed home, and thank you for joining us.